This conference will now be recorded.
Recording is in progress.
Parks Committee for the Town of Cottage Grove will hold a public meeting on Tuesday, March 14th, 2023 at 7 PM at the Town Hall. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. I'll call the meeting to order. We have the minutes from August 29th, 2022 to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstentions, motion carried. Next item, review and make recommendation regarding request from Kennedy Hills HOA Incorporated to install playground equipment on Outlot 2. Originally, when that plat was sent to us, we were just going to have a walking path and then some adult type exercise stuff. And they're now telling us they don't want that. They would like playground equipment. So the early bird sale that I think you have a copy of, when that came, we sent that to them. And he picked out the NU 3206, which we now find out 2 miles away in Community Park, that same structure is located. I don't know if that makes any difference to you guys. Community Park in the village.
You know roughly what the streets.
It's like
Is that Wellbridge and Bonnie?
Yeah, Bonnie, yeah, I looked right.
Kind of behind the Black Bear Inn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Honestly, it doesn't make a difference to me, I guess, but I don't know what you guys think.
I'm not gonna walk 2 miles.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, my take, but
Do we have a picture of this SY 3906?
It's
right next to it.
This is what I think she might have meant 3096.
3096, and we couldn't find a
That's
3906.
what that's 30, the other way. 30.
That's the 3096
Yeah. It's right next to it on the sale bill.
Okay.
to the left.
Yep.
You didn't find the other one?
And then the other one is this one.
Yeah.
The one that was requested as an alternate is smaller and almost $10,000 cheaper. So I was not sure how we would proceed with making that kind of decision.
Yeah, we'd need their help in fighting that. If something like that would work or not.
There's really nothing else at that same price point as the original choice. They're all either more, quite a bit more, or quite a bit
Yeah, there
less.
was a pretty big jump after that. Yeah, the I guess the primary one, part of the reason we chose that is we have basically 20 kids in 13 houses right now in that little, there's one underway, there's 2 other empty lots. So we have 13 homes with 20 kids in it right now. Pretty big array of ages, but basically most of them are in that like 2 to 6 age range. So that's why we chose the 5 to 12 and the thoughts that we're gonna really hit that pretty good. So that's kind of how we filtered out that sheet you guys have, I think had some of the younger, I guess, park stuff. We felt like this one was kind of a good mix because on the right side that you'll see there is, and it kind of hidden from view there, there's like a nice little ladder ramp, and like that slide that you'll see kind of in the foreground, I'd say is good for younger-ish kids. But then if you go to the other side, you got like the suspension rope stuff, which I think could be maybe for that older crowd. So we felt like it was kind of a nice all-inclusive mix. So I think that's kind of what drew us to this one in particular as our first choice. But yeah.
Do we have a budget for how we allocate funds for something like this? If we were trying to hit that budget, there would be ways to do combinations of things as well.
We had put in the parks budget for this year, $50,000. And then from the Kennedy Hills, what we collected from when they went in was just over 21,000. But Tim, could you bring up SY 3097? SY 3097. That has 12 play events and a 59 kid capacity, and it's for 5 to 12-year-olds.
That's not on the sale list.
No, but it's approximately 35,200.
How much did you say? How much did you say?
35,200 for SY 3097.
So just by the numbers we were provided, we'd be looking to spend at least $22,000, which is the revenue we had from Kennedy Hills, plus whatever else out
Yeah.
of the overall budget we wanted to allocate towards this. Is that kind of how we should be thinking about this? Okay.
I think so. And then Kim, if you see that one, then look at SY 3194. That one has 16 play events, 81 kid capacity, and that's approximately 42,000.
And that one's on sale right now for $27,170.
3194.
So that would be a deal, from 45 to 27. I like sales. It's different from the one at the other park, and it's for the same age range.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the price on this one?
Well, in the catalog, it's like 42,000, but it's on the sale
Oh, it
bill
is. Okay.
for 27,170.
A lot of options.
Yeah. That's what's hard, is trying to pick one that suits everything.
Well, I am influenced by someone writing to us and saying, we have an identical one somewhere else. Could we have something different here? Just in the sense of there aren't that many parks and there aren't that many things. So having some variety seems like a smart thing to do. But they all are basically comparable, I think. So if someone had a strong opinion about the pricing, I think that's what I'm thinking about. What makes the most sense to get? And just with that in mind, I'm sort of heavily influenced to try to choose something that would be this 35% off of whatever the list price is, as opposed to picking something different and paying the full list price.
Yeah.
That just seems, so I was kind of limiting myself to the sale things for that reason.
I have a question.
Yep.
Is it possible, I don't know what kind of space it is in the neighborhood for the equipment. Can you get like, if you get this one and it's on sale, great, what a deal. Can you get like smaller things? Like some playgrounds will have like, it's like buckets to like spin around in. Like, is there space to add smaller things like that?
Yeah, it's about 2 acres.
Yeah, because how many acres was Outlot 2?
It's about 2 acres.
It's close to 200 by 200.
Yeah.
We do
50
also
by
have,
200.
we salvaged a playground, not knowing what we were gonna be able to work out with you folks. We have a glider, which is basically 3 posts and a glider that you can hang on. Basically a little rock climbing structure. It's kind of 2 gray with little rock climbers and a twist in the middle. And then a swing, just a simple T and 2 smaller swings that we'd be happy to or would like to salvage and also put up with this. It'd be a little bit more free of charge, obviously, which is nice. Little repurpose of some playground equipment, so.
They do have a lot of individual pieces that you could buy that's just a climber or a slide. Those sort of things. They don't give me any prices on them, but they sell them individually.
It looks like too, if you go with, so the NU stands for their nucleus line and the SY is their synergy line. If you stay within the lines, it looks like you might be able to like add on to them over time.
Oh.
Stuff will connect together.
So it's which type would you like to pick?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, we put, quite a bit of thought into the initial choice we had sent, talked with our neighbors, got everyone's opinion, and, as Todd mentioned, I mean, that we thought that really hit the broad spectrum of people that are in the neighborhood and projected use and the desired use. We didn't honestly have a backup in mind. We probably should have thought of it ahead of time, but I'll tell you that if you give us some options and you say, one of these could work, we can certainly bring that back to the neighbors and see what they think.
When did the sale end again?
End of the month.
March
29th.
29th. So this would probably be our only meeting to vote to approve.
So we'd have to do it tonight, you're saying?
I think that's how this kind of committee generally works,
Yeah.
if we wanted to try to be cost sensitive.
We could approve 1 or 2 options pending their,
Sure.
Because it'll still have to go to the town board.
right on the 20th.
So we'd have to get back to you about the 20th, theoretically. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this option? Is it,
Does this have a orbital view? Do you know?
They don't have.
No.
Oh, there's
Oh.
another one. I guess they do have more views. It's kind of the same as the first one, or it is the first one.
Yeah, it's just the backside, I think.
I think there's
Yeah.
only 2.
This is the 5 to 12 range?
5 to 12.
I guess my thoughts just from a resource allocation, I'd love to spend the entire amount of money we have available from Kennedy Hills, which is about 21,000,
Yeah.
plus supplement it from some proportion of our remaining funds for the year. So I'd be looking to spend at least $30,000. I mean, that's sort of in my mind. Some of these go way much higher than that. But we're in the range where I would be happy with anything in this ballpark of the ones that are listed here on sale for 27, 30, 33, 34. All of those seem fine. The one that was requested, that's 45, happens to be the exact same as another park. So that just seems like something I would probably avoid in the context of the overall
Park system.
community that we have to think about. So I guess I would defer if others wanted to offer a few choices for the specific residents to weigh in on, but I'd be happy approving anything in this range.
Are there particular features you're looking for?
admittedly, the primary one, I think we liked that suspension rope option, which kind of made it somewhat unique. I think that in of itself is probably at the pricier end of parks from what it looks like. So it kind of had a little bit of that with being, you know, a lot of this too. So understand there's a budget though, right? So now this one and the other, did they all have color options? We were curious because the park you mentioned that we salvaged is pretty much red. We could always paint it. It'd be probably pretty easy to paint, honestly, to color match, but that was another, I guess.
I think they
There's
do.
one color option, but I couldn't get it to load when I was on. the
You can
page
change the
earlier.
full colors and everything. you need.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can select them actually on the website and it'll change all the colors for you.
Oh, okay. So that should be a big deal. Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of color options.
You get to like select primary plastic, secondary plastic, everything.
Too many choices.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's only one safety type of bolt on it though.
Well, yeah.
They usually all have the same fasteners.
The park we salvaged, I think they had like 10 different types.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
We're
not
like-
even like on the same like post. It was crazy. Like,
So am I hearing that this is the preferred option, or were there other ones too that I know we kind of skipped through a few of them, but
I don't have a preferred.
understood.
Yeah, I wonder if that rope setup is an option you can add separate. And if so,
what was this one again?
Let's see, is that the 3097 that's up there?
This is
3194.
3194.
3194.
they're different. Is that the SY or the NU though?
That's why.
That's why.
So they're probably not compatible. It's just
So
they're not set up.
It does have a climbing, it doesn't have ropes, but it's got, looks like metal for you to
Mhm.
climb on, and then what I would call a monkey bar. I don't know. You can,
That whole
Yeah, I was
thing.
gonna say, I'm gonna try to pull up that email Kim sent.
What's the color of the one in Community Park? Do
there's
we know?
monkey bars.
Just changing colors.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it look different.
I want to say it's like gray and orange. I've only
Yeah.
been there once.
Yeah.
And that was, before snow. So
You guys want to take a look at this? They have a top-down view as well. You can kind of get the-
Yep. It almost looked like that. Net part was separate.
It's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's kind of nice from a space standpoint, actually.
Look at the way.
Yeah, is it even attached to it,
Doesn't look like. That's what I
Almost
was
looks
thinking.
freestanding other than the little blue.
other than the walk,
Little
the
ramp,
ramp,
walk bridge
the
maybe.
ramp going to it?
I was gonna try to pull up another.
The other system of yours has a platform though where you can take the ramp to it.
I would think we could, yeah. And if it's something where, if everybody's in agreement, we start with one and we can add later, future years, or
There's a separate item called an Apex Rope Climber.
That's it.
I don't know if you can find that in the catalog.
As a separate thing.
Yeah, I mean, that could
That's in the
be
back.
Oh, is it?
something that could be.
Yeah, this is nice.
is there a search like in the?
Here's where they keep going and they sell. It's separate things. Oops.
Prices that I've been able to find here on the website.
No, they don't seem to put anything on the website, so.
Yeah, that means it's 50. I don't know what that was all means. It's not enough for the structure that we were.
No.
So I don't know if that's.
It'd be more general budget.
I still wanted to do some of the discount things and some of the other things we
Yeah,
talked about
that's
wanting to
included in
do.
that 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so if you're starting into the things we plan to do, we're wanting to.
Oh, wow.
So there's the options of using some ARPA too.
Yeah.
Well, that says that's included in that 50.
But that's-
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess where I'm at is having 20 to work with. That just seems like
Is there anything
a lot more, so
option?
that's where I'm pausing.
Yeah.
Because I would be
No
happy
motives.
authorizing up to a certain amount, and have that negotiated, taking into context this other feedback about
pricey
having
though.
not be identical. 'cause
29 for that.
That's basically the jump.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's.
Just the rope
Just
thing
go.
is 20.
Just go fast, yeah.
So that's pretty much the jump.
But it's a more,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decked out version of that, I'd say.
Oh, like
It's
this.
like 20,000. And that's for a 13-foot one. They have a 20-foot one.
Out of
That
proportion to
seems
everything
probably
else.
excessively tall and high too.
Yeah.
I don't need
Somebody
any.
could get
We
it.
don't need to do that. Yep.
And then we have the choice of taking something on sale or taking something not. On sale ones would be a lot.
No, I think it was just that piece.
Just that one.
So-
I think we've always.
I just opened the one and it was
I mean, it makes sense. That's
But
my
I mean,
question.
but when we bought the stuff from Cottage Grove with.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
So I just-
so these were, the numbers you said were 3194, 3097. Was there a third option that you guys liked as well? That was on sale, 3096?
3096, I think was listed.
3096 has that nice cover, but I don't know
It gets windy.
what material that's made of.
Yeah.
Probably have to take that on and off, which would be fun.
Closest neighbor has.
We talked about that, like, if it gets caught in the wind.
It's the responsibility of the closest house, right?
Yeah, like an awning.
He's got to cable it down.
Could you pull up SY 3096 quick? I'm just curious. And I'm curious what the sale price was on this, because that's somewhat expensive. But
Yeah, that was different.
32 something.
Here's.
Would you say?
SY 3096.
34, 220,
Oh, okay.
225, yeah.
How many events was that? Activities
16?
on that one as well?
16.
Yeah.
On that one?
And that, okay, so I'm curious what this twist net tree branch line looks like.
This has got a climber on it.
Is that-
You look- It's a ladder, like a
Oh, yeah.
ladder.
Did that one have another picture?
Yeah, there's,
This is actually that one that you, yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about this one. We
Yeah.
kind of liked it, not
Yep.
sure about the cover. I just,
The cover was a little.
I don't know how
yeah,
long
we were
it'll
like,
last.
This is cool.
Would you have to have it on?
I don't know.
I can
It
say
does
having
get very
spent a lot
windy.
of time sitting in parks, having shade is nice.
Yeah.
It Definitely would be, as long as it doesn't get
We're just
torn
worried about
apart.
getting. No. I mean, it's windy.
Fabric, is
Yeah,
it
they're up on a
fabric
hill.
or is it?
Yeah,
No trees.
yeah, it's, there's, it's wide open. That was our concern with it.
No trees, yeah.
Those other ones were plastic
Correct.
shells, so.
And smaller, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of shade. They're just more decorative. Yep.
Chris, where I'm at on it is if the neighborhood residents have a strong preference and
Yeah.
want to select the exact item, what I'd be comfortable doing is authorizing the full amount that we had available in Kennedy Hills to supplement that with another 14,000, which would be a total of up to $35,000. That's probably in proportion to what we had we had plans for the 50,000 that we previously requested. But we could give up 15,000 of that to supplement this project. And I would be comfortable making a motion to approve something of their choice within the range they want to look at. If they choose something on sale, they're going to get a lot bigger piece than if they choose something out of the catalog that's not on sale.
Right.
But I am heavily influenced by someone else saying, don't get the exact same thing that we already have in the community. So I would probably personally say the preference would be to choose something different for this situation. And if that means a few different pieces or separate pieces for a total of up to $35,000, I'd be comfortable with some additional choice without necessarily feeling like we had to make that part of the decision tonight. If they wanted to go back to folks who aren't represented here, but I think it's more about the dollar amount that we have available. And the time frame of doing that before March 29th makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
And I liked your idea of, well, we don't have to just pick one tonight. We could give some guidance around it.
Right.
Would you like to have a formal motion, or what would you like to do next?
Yes.
Is that
I
okay?
would.
Because I would move that we authorize purchase of playground equipment for Kennedy Hills in an amount up to $35,000 with the residents of the neighborhood to advise us on the exact piece of equipment they're requesting. Is that okay?
Yeah, but a couple things you need to add that
Yeah,
35,000 is just for the piece of
purchase of
equipment,
equipment.
not to include the cost of the chips that
Okay.
will have to go underneath.
It's good. I'd phrase it as equipment. Does that make sense? Is that kind of the sense of the committee?
We have to say how much is coming from Kennedy Hills in that motion.
Yeah, we should designate that, using that money first, I think. And the balance out of the 50 that we had budgeted for parks.
I like the using this money first of the 21,000 available there.
Yeah, it was,
21,047.33.
yeah.
Do we know how much the chips would cost?
I need to know the play system.
You gotta know the exact size.
Yeah, I think they give a rough dimension in there.
I know that, but I need to know what they have too, how much room that's gonna take up, and I'd have to go out and mark it out.
I think we're,
Just a ballpark, what did it cost for that zip line? That was like, what, like $7?
Expensive.
It was
It's
expensive.
really gone up. Because it's rounded chips, so like double shredded and
I thought it was like, we had an extra $27.50 beyond what we expected.
yeah.
I don't want to pay like $7,000 or something.
Yeah, I think the first one was like 3, and then
I know.
I didn't order double, so I would
Maybe
say
it was 35 and 25.
something like, that was probably like 6, I think. I don't think we exceeded 6, did we?
And then the other thing you need to talk about is installation.
do you know if the playground
The
comes with
installation is sitting out there.
With the what?
the border to hold the
No.
chips in, or you'll just?
We
put
dig it.
You're
You
fine.
gotta have 12 inches for safety fall. So,
So you just dig out 12 inches. Okay.
and fill it with chips.
And then you guys will do the installation.
We will provide the
When it
labor
comes.
and I'll provide the equipment, whether it's backhoes or skid steers, whatever we need to do
So
it.
usually what I do is I dig the hole out and then you guys install it. That way you get down, and then there's gonna be stickers, as you know, on the holes. And that's what we gotta fill the chips up to.
Yeah, so however you want to do it, if you want us to dig it, doesn't really.
No, I'll take care of that.
So there was a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve spending up to $35,000 on equipment using 21 from Kennedy Hills, the balance out of the parks budget with the neighborhood doing the installation, and that 35 does not include the bark that'll have to be put down. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I-
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So by Monday night, we need to know which piece you want.
A few of the thoughts on this that our neighbors had mentioned that they asked that we bring to the board. I think it's the east side of the path. The path starts going and then just stops before it gets to the road. Is there any, I don't know if it's like a zoning issue, or is there an ability to extend that path so it meets up with the road, or?
Can you?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
We were waiting to see if phase 2 is gonna happen, because they're gonna ditch that and then all that will go bye-bye, so.
Gotcha. They also asked the idea of potentially planting shrubs or trees in this park area eventually.
Yeah, we will. Yep.
That's something.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome.
Actually, I'm gonna do trees this year.
Are you still, I guess depending on which one it looked like some of the options were more, I'll call it circle versus some were maybe longer rectangle. Depending on that, would you take our preference on location as well? Like, could we propose that? The reason I ask is we do have, like I said, it's literally a cul-de-sac full of families, with the exception there is one on the far northwest corner that is just an older couple that doesn't have kids. So we were thinking potentially we wouldn't put it right up to their backyard. I was curious what your guys' thoughts were on that, or would you
Yeah,
want to just
I
make that
think-
decision
I think
based on?
we can work with you
Okay.
on
Perfect.
the initial placement of it.
Okay.
I mean, just
Yeah.
have Dan come out and,
Okay, no, that'd be good.
Yeah, we figured you probably want it more centered in towards the houses, right, towards south. I mean,
Potentially.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You don't want it on the north by the other path, you know?
Well,
it's kind of like a oval path though, so it kind of,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a rectangle.
yeah,
really.
I mean,
Corners are just, rounded.
something that we probably want to get everyone's input on, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely talk with you about it.
Okay,
So will the plan be to not do the park in phase 2 then? Because there was a lot designated on phase 2 for a park.
Yeah, phase 3 was a
Phase 3.
That was just parking lot. though.
Parking
yeah,
lot.
I think that's part of what spurred this conversation with us, because we were kind of like, well, there's already some parks up there. Could we get one further south, closer to County Highway BB? And then you mentioned it was just parking to access the other one.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah,
There's actually
soccer
There's actually
there.
7 acres of park just to the north of you, but yeah.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
But yeah, you don't have a way to get there right now.
yeah, no.
I'll tell you what, it's only about 300 meters
I
as
know.
the crow flies, but getting through that is not
It's like
possible.
50
Yeah.
to 150 or so from my house to there, to that park, through a field.
Oh, no kidding, you live over there too?
Yeah, yep. I live where phase 3 will end.
Oh.
In the old part.
okay. So moving on then, well, I have you here, review and make recommendations for other 2023 park improvements. Anyone have any thoughts or ideas?
Do we want to follow up on, we talked about the disc golf? Out at American.
Yeah, I planned on, with some of the money we had in our budget, that's why I planned on getting that, and I didn't bring that list out of my office. Should have. But there was like 3 things on there, you guys kind of, top 3 things you wanted anyway.
Yeah, the pickleball courts, looked at possibly converting. Some of
Oh,
the-
basketball court.
Right,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about that one.
and then,
They just built brand new one in the village, and then there's gonna be another one getting built. I just heard 2. Maybe multiple pickleball courts, like 4 of them.
In the village?
The village, Bakken Park,
Okay.
Oh, Bakken? Okay.
is what I heard.
and then the other, is there anything shelter-wise that we may want to look into providing?
We didn't get good feedback, did we, on our survey?
Not a ton, no. And we haven't really gotten very good enthusiastic responses from the suppliers we've reached out to, honestly.
I know neighboring township, they use Cleary. They just went around and put like 4 posts up in the roof.
Yeah,
But that's what it looks like, 4 posts in the roof, you know?
like what we have at Cedar Knolls
Yeah.
now.
I have a suggestion. You were asking about like improving the other parks in the town. Could we get the stairs replaced that were taken away from the slide?
You're
At
you're in the
Monville South.
process.
There, it is a
of
plan.
being-
Yeah, we
In
wouldn't
the
leave it
next
like
2
that.
weeks, they're supposed to be sandblasted.
I didn't think you were. I was just kind of wondering like, oh, what's the update on
We gotta get
that?
them fixed, so.
Oh, it's getting fixed.
Yeah, the coating all came off, was coming off and peeling.
It
so-
was, yeah. And then maybe it was you that had like patched it up. in the
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we tore them out, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting sandblasted, and then they're gonna get recoated,
Awesome.
so.
That sounds great.
So
Thank
they're
you.
supposed to be sandblasted in the next 2 weeks or so. And then we're gonna have them sprayed, coated,
Right away.
and then they
And then
can
we'll
be
get them
put
back
back
in.
on.
That sounds great. Thank you.
That's where we are with those steps.
I was feeling good about what we already sort of drafted as the priorities that we got funded. Do you need to just have us start thinking about what goes in next year's budget yet, or that's not until fall?
Yeah, we
We
won't
got
do
time
that
for that,
until
right?
later.
Probably
So,
August.
Yeah, so I feel
Yeah.
like we're just at the point now of implementing the things that we talked about last time and that we got funding for. I feel like we have our to-do list.
I think we had benches on there too, didn't we? Like adding some benches to some parks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling good about it. And you know, I raced over here without grabbing my folder. I would have had the notes of what we decided we wanted, but I think we have a good plan already, Chris, for what we wanted to do with the money.
And it doesn't look like they have disc golf. That
Baskets.
post, yeah,
No, so Burke is just a playground setup. We go through Lee Recreation. Right? Yeah, out of
Mhm.
Cambridge, and they have other catalogs. We'll get that stuff through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where would the disc golf go?
In the big part, Senior Dan Johnson Park out there.
further north of you.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a back kind of corner that's not used. It's got some.
Is it the other, not the one with the backstop, the north corner?
Yeah, it's got a backstop,
It's
but it'd be the far end away from the soccer fields.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because
Further north.
there's like 4 acre
Maybe
chunk of it that's
Down the
got.
path.
Yeah, that too. Maybe we can widen out that path a little bit and have a basket down there where you can kind of aim through the woods.
Nice.
That's a drainage, but we can use it.
Yeah, and you've got more chips to put down there now.
Yeah,
Back there.
we just hauled out a bunch of chips out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
Anything else? Town board's got road inspections scheduled and we'll go and look at the parks with the board at the same time. If there's anything specific you want us to look and see, let us know. So if there's nothing else, we're ready for adjournment.
Good work.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, it's non-debatable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Nice work, people. Got a new playground coming. Yay.
Email